So Panthers fans, you were wondering why you traded DJ Moore? Who is going to play wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers in 2023? How about hooked on a Thielen? Now I apologize for my singing, but it's going to be Adam Thielen, one of the NFL's longtime best receivers in football. Adam Thielen is not what he once was in his prime of the Minnesota Vikings, but he will be a member of the receiving corps for whichever young quarterback you pick at number 1. Now, I understand out there Panthers fans are going to comment, we're picking CJ Stroud, we're picking Bryce Young. There's going to be these guys in the comments saying this stuff. I'm just putting it out there. You might pick one of numerous quarterbacks, so I'm just saying any of the quarterbacks that you may pick first overall. Adam Thielen is going to be a veteran presence, especially over the middle of the field and in the red zone, that can help this young quarterback develop. Adam Thielen is one of the savviest wide receivers in football, and he has incredible ability to adjust and contort his body to find the football when the ball is in the air. Adam Thielen, in his early days in the NFL, used to be an absolute extraordinary route runner. His timing, his ability to cut in and out of breaks. But more so over the past couple of years, he's developed into a jump ball, physically get himself in the right position type of receiver to box out opponents and make the catch. And he's got incredibly soft hands. And he just finds ways of creating enough separation despite the lack of speed and quickness that he used to have. Adam Thielen still is playing at a pretty high level. Is he a great number 1 receiver? Would you want him as a number 1 in the NFL today? No. Is he a number 2 receiver? Yeah. He's probably still a low-end number 2 receiver based on his production. I would prefer him at this stage in his career, 32, 33 years old, as a high-end number 3, who you can count on third down, in the red zone, key situations, good matchups, because he's not very explosive. He's not going to burn you down the field, and he's not going to be able to create a lot of yards after catch. But, that being said, his numbers over the last couple of years: 70 catches last year in 17 games. The year previous, he had 67 catches in just 13 games. So last year he was injured. This year he was healthy, and the injury may have affected his play. In 2022, he clearly saw a drop-off in his production and in his level of explosiveness and play. That is why he was a free agent. That's why the Vikings let him go. There was a reason to their madness, right? 716 yards, still 6 touchdowns. But you got to realize that this guy has scored 30 touchdowns in the last 3 years. That's an average of 10 touchdowns over the past 3 seasons, which is pretty darn good. So he's one of the best receivers in the NFL at finding the end zone. He's also a very reliable player and can play outside or inside, although I would say he's better on the inside in the slot. Now, another metric that would showcase that he's maybe fallen off a little bit is his Pro Football Focus grade. His PFF grade, 2018, which is prime, 5th in the NFL. 2020, 6th in the NFL. That's not too long ago. Now, 2021, he dipped to 35th in football. And then 2022, he saw his biggest drop-off of his career, his biggest dip, and his worst season of his career from a grading standpoint at 68th. Now, typically, I don't look too far deep into the wide receiver grades of Pro Football Focus, but that speaks for itself. This is a guy that's been graded very well over the course of his career. 21st in 2016. 9th in 2017. 5th in 2018. 25th in 2019. 6th in 2020. 35th in 2021. And then all of a sudden, 68th. So there's clearly a decline in his play. He is 32, 33 years old. But like I said, you've got to kind of know how to use him, and you've got to put him in the right situations to succeed. So as long as your quarterback is willing to throw him the ball while covered, he's going to make plays. Adam Thielen is not your typical slot receiver, right? He's more of a big slot receiver. And he's very good at this stage in his career at finding those holes in the zone, like where to sit down in the zone, where to find those gaps. And he's got very good body language communication with any quarterback, especially Kirk Cousins over the years, of like just great rapport between quarterback and receiver. So I think he's going to immediately connect with any rookie quarterback you may bring in. And he's going to be a safety blanket for a young quarterback. So don't expect him to be this guy that's catching 1,000 yards, right? He's not going to replace DJ Moore, but he's going to be somebody that a young quarterback can rely on in the biggest situations during a game, which is third down, which is red zone, which is drive starters, which is, okay, zone coverage. I don't know really what this is. Oh, Thielen's found it. That open space, I'm just going to throw it to Adam. Like that type of guy. He's almost like a tight end. Like how people talk about tight ends, the reliable presence over the middle. That's what Adam Thielen is, except he's a receiver, right? And he's also going to be great in the locker room, great teammate. He's going to help develop a lot of these guys, be a mentor to a lot of these offensive players. He's also probably going to be a mentor to this quarterback, right? Because he's so smart at seeing coverages, reading defenses, that he's going to help these quarterbacks at the NFL level identify weaknesses and things of that nature. So this is a very savvy signing by Carolina. It's a 3-year contract reportedly. I didn't hear what the money is going to be. I wouldn't expect much of a drop-off from Thielen this year from what we saw last year. You also have to figure that he wasn't a new system last year. Kevin O'Connell brought his system from LA, so it was a different system from what he had been running. Right? Thielen had been running something closer to Frank Reich, I would say. Something closer. Because he was running like the Stefanski stuff for a couple years, the Kubiak stuff. Much more relation, I would say, in that tree of Frank Reich. So I feel like Adam Thielen, not a number one. I know he's a big name, but he is a decent number 2, a veteran presence, and probably a guy that is going to help push Carolina in a positive culture direction. Because Carolina has a new coaching staff. Carolina still has to build that culture of winning. And Thielen can help them do that. So I like this signing. I'm not sure what the money is, but I'm not too concerned about it. I don't think his market was super hot. But I'd be excited if I were you, if I was a Panthers fan, because you have an upgrade at wide receiver. He's the best receiver currently on your depth chart unless we see something from Terrace Marshall. And I would expect another receiver incoming. DJ Chark, they've been in talks with. I think that would be a great compliment to Adam Thielen. DJ Chark is the explosive downfield threat. Adam Thielen, the underneath threat. And you could also see one picked early in the draft, second, third round, somewhere in there. But I see the vision for Carolina right now. Moving off of space, cap space, money from DJ Moore in order to build a more well-rounded roster around the young quarterback. Maybe not the superstar receiver talent, but replacing that guy with some quality receivers, having a strong defense, strong offensive line, everything else around that quarterback for infrastructure. And perhaps in year 2, you go big for a big-time receiver while Adam Thielen is kind of on his way out. Something to that degree, year 2, 3. So I like this move by Carolina, and I see them as a pure contender for this division in 2023. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's a Mitch. Peace.